Hello, welcome to a tutorial on working with Unity to add some Audiolink and emissions on your avatars. I will show you with this avatar that I bought recently called Sakai by Rin. One of the issues I have right now is there's no eye emissions. So when it's dark, the eyes are not lit up. So we're going to add emissions, and we'll also add some Audiolink to that. So probably the hardest part will be to figure out which material you need to modify for your effect. Depending on your avatars, you're gonna be looking for something like either head or body. In this case, I think it's in the body. So we have a bunch of materials here. Okay, so I think the woven is what we're looking for, as changing this changes the color of the eye. So let's see. If we want to add emissions, what we need is going to be a mask for just the part that we want to be lit up. So to do emissions, what you need to go is under the special effects section and look for emission. So depending on the version of Poyomi that you have, you might have 4 or less emission slots. But for what we're going to do today, we're just gonna need 1 emission slot. So as we can see, this one already has data in it. So I'm kind of curious what this does. Interesting. So there is already an emission slot here, but it wasn't checked, which is interesting, and it has this on it. I think they forgot to put it on. So this might have been the problem that I had. The eye emission wasn't checked. But okay, so if we want to add Audiolink to the eyes, for example, what you need to do is make sure on your material the Audiolink is checked, because if it's not checked, you won't have the Audiolink section on any part where you can add Audiolink. So see this one, the Audiolink is gone. When I check Audiolink, then Audiolink appears. So you click on this, and then there's three types of Audiolinks you can do on emissions. There's the strength multiplier, which basically will multiply the emission from here. You can also change the strength add, so this will add to this number, and there's the center out. Center out is kind of like a wave. So let's say I manually do center out. You can see that let's go in play mode so it's better to see. But when you have center out, it will do some kind of flow on your emission. So let's go back on the scene. You can see that there's a flow now. So if we put it a lower number, the flow is lowered, and if we remove the flow, then it's constant light. So 0.5, if we go to 5, it's brighter. So the center out will make it, depending on the band that you select, it will center out. So there's 5 types of band. You can do bass, low mid, high mid, treble. Volume I never use, but I think it means that depending on the volume of the song, it will increment this number. Usually I just use bass, treble, and the mids. For the eyes, what we're going to do is we're going to do it on the bass. I won't put anything on the center out. I don't really like it, but we can do like 0.1 on the multiplier and max 2, and then on the add we can go up to like 7. So what this will do is when there's higher bass, the eyes will be brighter, and we could put the minimum to 0.5, so we're sure that there's going to be always light, because basically when you're in a normal world you will have 0.5 emissions, and if you're in a Audiolink world it will respect this number. So if there's no music playing, you won't have emissions unless this has a number in it. So we're gonna do 0.5, and now if we want to test what this looks like, if we go to Audiolink override, we can see that when I check this, the eyes is dimming a little because our minimum is 0.1. If I do 0, then it's like completely down. So if you do 1, it defaults to, I think if we put 0 here, yeah, so if we have 0 here, so there's nothing added, and then we have a multiplier of 1 with the 0.5. So when there's Audiolink on, this would be the same. So if we increase the bass, then we can see that the eye gets brighter. So that might be a little too bright, so let's say instead of 7 we put like a 4, and this one we could do like 1.5. So when there's a lot of bass, it's gonna be brighter, and it's gonna go like this. So let's keep it like that. Now usually I don't do it like this. Let's try to add a different emission style. I'm going to keep it like this, and we're gonna create a second one to test it. So the first one was using this as the emission map. We're going to use it as the mask instead. So if I put it at the mask here, and we're gonna put it like blue. Does this change anything? Yeah, we can see that it's turning blue a little. So if I put it back to 0.5, and we can use base color, or we can override. So if we override, you can see that this will also get changed. So all of this is getting changed. And if we do override, it's like replacing the color instead. So what I want to do, so we're going to do the blue, but instead of just blue, we're going to add an emission map. So the emission map, if I go to noise, we can pick one of these noise, and it will alter our Audiolink. So let's try, I usually go with something that has both white and black, because the map, basically what the map does is that whatever is white will be emission, and whatever is black will not be emission. So we can go with something like this one, which is what I usually use. So if we check under the arrow, this is like the tiling of the emission. So if I go override, just so that we can see it more, you see like it's looking like this. If we change the panning, it will create a movement in your emission. So the X means it will go to the right. If we do a negative number, it will go to the left. And if we change the Y, it will go down, and negative, it will go up. So it's creating some kind of movement. You can also change the tiling here. So like if I do 5, see it's more like going slowly to the left, and if you put 0, it won't move at all. So if we do -5, it's going upward, and if I change this to a 0, now we're losing the other way. So we can keep a 1. If we do a 10, it changes it a little more. So I think 5 is nice. It's creating some kind of effect, but one of the issue is that it's doing these two things are also changing. So what we could do is create a different mask for it. So we have this file here. We're going to create a new file based on this for our emission. So what we do is we go in our project. So I need to go under Assets, Sakai Materials. Assets, Sakai Materials. And then I can find this new animate head. New animate head. We open that in Paint. You can use any image editing tools. So I think what we want is the eye part, but it might also be, I'm not sure how it works. We'll try with the eye first and see how it goes. So what we're going to do is keep this section, create a new layer, we're going to paste that in, and then we're going to make everything else black. So now all that we want to color is the bright part here. So we're going to use a brush with the color black, and we can tell it what we don't want colored. So we don't want any of the top of the eye, and we're gonna keep that. We're gonna remove this. So what I want is something like this. And then the rest of this, we can add the white. So depending on which, like it's a grading. So if it's gray, it's gonna be less bright, and if it's white, it's brighter. So let's go with like another gray. Is this even gray? Yeah, this is gray. So we're gonna put this gray over here. So this is gonna be like, and then we're gonna put an even brighter one. And we can put that here. You don't need to make it perfect. And then the rest of this, we're gonna put it white. Okay, so let's save this as a new file. We need to do a PNG. We'll try Emission. Save, flatten. We'll see how it goes. So now the file should be in here. Am I in the right folder? Materials, yeah, it should be in here. Yeah, it's this one. So let's go back to the body and to our eye. So it might not work, we'll see. So if I put this here, yeah, we see it removed the corner here. Yeah, it removed those two corners that we didn't know, and it's focusing on the center part, which is what we want. We'll remove override base, and you see now it's more contained. Of course, it's not perfect. Like you see, it could be a better circle, but it should do the job. So the first one here, I won't make it Audiolink, but I will keep it on. So when there's no Audiolink, there will be normal emission, and when there's Audiolink, it will be like this. So this one will put it to 0. So when there's no Audiolink, we don't want the blue to show up, and then we will put some base Audiolink. So put this up to 7, and this max of 2, and there won't be any color adjust. So if we try with the Audiolink override, if there's bass, it will be blue. If there's no bass, it won't be blue. And yeah, you can play around with different emission map, the emission map settings. I cannot tell you about the UV, as I still don't know how to use that, but with this UV, I think you can have different parts in your image, but I don't really know how it works. So once this is done, we're just going to upload that, and we'll try it. Now it might say that there's issues, so you just click auto fix, and then you can publish it. So now it's saying that one material has been locked because we forgot to lock this one. It should be fine. Now it's worth noting that the more changes you do before you upload, the longer it's going to be to build your project. Okay, now it's uploading. Okay, now that it's uploaded, I'm going to quickly go in VRChat to see if it works. So as we can see, the eyes are lit up now. Let's get some bass going. So to get some bass, I usually put something like Doomsday. Yeah, we can already see some blue. So there we go. That was the tutorial on how to add Audiolink to your avatar.